great Monday, beginning of the week. Uh, I know it's a lot sometimes going on, especially as far as uh, this nation and stuff like that. Uh, it's crazy. We got 2 more years, Trump era. A lot of people, back and forth. A lot of people I say is really into politics nowadays because of things that's going on as far as this nation is concerned. But you know, you just gotta keep the faith that things will happen, things will get better. As far as the United States, we still a blessed nation. We still a blessed nation. Although leadership can be crazy sometimes, you feel like with the leadership that we will be in harm's way certain times, but we just gotta keep the faith sometimes, that things will get better. But I want to talk about, and I said I wanted to get to religion and things. Did several videos, motivating people, but I really want to get into religion and faith. Uh, Ever since I was young, I've been raised in Christianity, and I was raised in a great family, with morals and really teaching us the way to go as far as religion is concerned. Parents, parents are pastors, and a lot of things I've been taught, as far as the Bible, as far as the Word, uh, you know, raising a good family, and as you get older, you start questioning things yourself because you're you're exposed to new ways of thinking. You're exposed to seeing a life in a different angle as far as spiritual, I guess, spiritual precepts and spiritual concepts in life. And sometimes you question things, especially, when it comes to religion. I know majority of our faith is, Abrahamic religions and things of that nature. But it's and I know a lot of you out there that's watching, you have questions about your faith. I've questioned faith several times, especially when you see things happening in the world. You question things, you question your faith a lot, and that's I feel like questioning your faith, that's a normal thing in life because everybody experience different things. They go through different things in life, and so it's perfectly normal to question your faith. And like I said, I've questioned my faith because I've learned so many different things. At one point, studying, Israelites teachings and, looking into different religions, seeing how Buddhists and Islamic, so many different ways. And I believe every religion has its pros and cons. Me, you know, even though I'm in Christianity, I can see the pros and cons, not from the practice, but from people that follow the faith. I wouldn't say that just the religious practices themselves or the doctrine themselves, but I say mostly from people that follow these different faiths, And sometimes, honestly, I feel like, just a spiritual person, I believe that it is a creator, a God. But, sometimes I've, questioned my faith several times, and I know a lot of people out there, you probably have too, you know. So, I just wanted to do this video because you may feel like you're the only one that question your faith. And a lot of people in religion, a lot of people, especially Christianity, I'll say, they feel like, their religion is superior to other religions. They get kind of this arrogance, even though I am in Christianity, it's a lot of people that I ain't gonna lie, in Christianity, they can be kind of arrogant as far as, and it's a lot of other religions it's like that. When I went into, the Hebrew Israelites teachings, they could be like that as well, especially, you can't really fight them against what they believe, but I try not, lately, I don't really get into, I used to really get into, because I had friends that was in different spiritual beliefs, argue against me about certain things, they argue about me about certain things as far as the Bible is concerned, but I don't really get into debates like I used to. I don't get into debates like I used to. But I feel like everybody, I feel like honestly, we all won't know the full truth until, we're into the other life, we'll understand things more. But yeah, I don't really debate people about religion anymore, because I don't know, I feel like I don't know more than the other person, I feel like we all learning together about certain things in the Bible, and so I don't really argue about things as far as religion is concerned. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But yeah, I've you're not the only one that has questioned your faith, your beliefs, and I know there's probably people up here that may be atheist, agnostic, that's why I call this channel Open-Minded Conversation, because a lot of people believe in different things. You were born in different faiths, and I never want to feel like my beliefs is superior to yours because you were born in a certain faith. You can't help that your family was born in a certain belief system. If you were born in that, if you were born in Buddhism, you were born in Buddhism. If you're born in the Islamic faith, that's what you were born in. So yeah, again, appreciate y'all for being in here, and I'm gonna have some more videos as far as religion, but like I said, I've questioned my faith several times because you learn so much, you learn different things, and you're like, what what is true, what is factual, and what is not factual, but if you watch this video later, you can leave your comments, but I hope people will chat in here about your belief and things of that nature. But if you watch this later and you want to comment, feel free to comment. But again, appreciate y'all for watching. All right, peace.